Dragonstar is called Queen of Eternity. It tells the story of a timeless and omnipotent celestial entity, an immortal and unfathomably powerful ethereal being, namely the Queen of Eternity. She is the spirit and warden of realities and time, and the immortal protector of the cosmic winds. She is awakened from her slumber when unknown and malicious rifts in the space-time continuum sends tremors through the fabric of mana. In the events which transpire in this particular song, she is facing the galactic ruler of the dark dimensions, who seeks to eradicate life, order, and time. Queen of Eternity is a fast-paced journey through interdimensional portals, propelled by furious guitar work and pounding drums. The song is also enlivened with the choral part, where the chanting of imperial choirs constitutes a hymn in celebration of the savior of the cosmos. In the kingdom of Eloria, south of the village of Everdale, lies a mythical valley. Herein, among the verdant greenery and lush pastures, dwells an ancient and mystic people. According to the legends, they possess riches and treasures beyond the wildest dreams of mortals. Hence, highwaymen and wayfarers would frequently traverse the thick forest in search for gold and fortune. After ages of being plagued by the pilferers, they finally managed to summon the guardian spirit of the forest to protect their golden riches. The guardian appeared in the shape of a dragon of magic light. And since that fateful day, the mystic dwellers in the Valley of the Vale need not worry ever again. Many are the brave seafarers who sail upon the oceans and seas of the Twilight Kingdoms. Explorers, adventurers, pirates, and traders. And oftentimes their journeys are naught but mundane affairs upon glittering waters and underneath bright skies. But for some, travels can end in misery and despair. For many are the dangers which lurks upon the open waters as well as in the abyss. Sirens, merfolk, sea serpents, and leviathans. All are terrors and perils which one must take into account should one want to set sail upon the seven seas. One legendary and exceptionally terrifying creature, the Hydra, is said to be the downfall and bane of many a ship and sailor throughout the ages. A creature as large as a galleon, more slithering heads than you would have time to count before your death, teeth as sharp and long as scimitars. The Hydra would cut through hull and steel like a drakeling would a butterfly. It is an impending doom of unparalleled strength. The song tells the story of this foul and ancient beast and the dark fate of those poor souls who encounter it. The tonal language of Hydra highlights a somewhat different orchestral soundscape than one might be accustomed to from other Twilight Force songs. You will hopefully experience a musical journey upon seas and rolling waves, and if you listen carefully, you might even be able to hear the terrifying sounds of the Hydra itself. Night of Winterlight is an ancient tale of a primordial and endlessly mighty mage. The Wizard of Blizzard has the power to control life and light itself. He is the unmaker of darkness and the healer of stars. Millennia might pass in between his resurgences, and he only returns when time and light itself is fading. On the fabled night of Winterlight, when snow and ice have reigned for generations, he finally arrives again. Storming down from cold, dark skies in his carriage of celestial magic, he reignites the light and brings a new dawn to the world of the living. Now, please, stay a while and listen, for this is a rather lengthy tale. The last song on Dawn of the Dragonstar is Blade of Immortal Steel. It tells the intriguing story of the life and fate of a simple hunter. One day, while walking in the woods, he is suddenly startled by noises coming from behind the thicket. It turns out to be an old man in distress and ambushed by highwaymen. Upon chasing the bandits away and saving the old man, the young hunter is rewarded with a beautifully forged blade. He parts ways with the old but luckily unscathed man and returns to his village. The village elder does, however, recognize this legendary magic sword as the Blade of Immortal Steel, and prompts the hunter to go search for the old man and return the blade to its rightful owner. For the Blade of Immortal Steel is a far too powerful item to wield for a simple man such as himself. He searches far and wide before finally finding who he was looking for. But instead of being allowed to return the sword, the old man takes it upon himself to train the hunter in the arts of the blade. It turns out the old man was the Grand Master of the Order of the Blade and the originator and forger of the legendary sword itself. After many years of training, upon his deathbed, the Blade Master reveals that the hunter is the chosen one, the rightful one to carry on his legacy, and that his training is now complete. With his final dying breath, he wishes, "You must follow and honor the ways of olden times for the Order of the Blade." And what happens next is a story for another time. The song itself is the longest epos we have ever conceived and is filled to the brim with sparkling passages and intricate arrangements. It fluctuates between blistering speeds and slow-paced motifs, and will hopefully bring something rather new and different to the Twilight Force palette. It is teeming with musical and instrumental influences from faraway lands and ancient empires. And we hope that you can follow and embrace the tale of the Blade Master and enjoy as the music complements the story as it unfolds. For it is perhaps our hitherto most coherent and linear lyrical work ever, and hopefully adds a little extra thrill to the musical journey as a whole.